Here's a story for the title, Top HFY Stories, You Are Not Alone. ##### You Are Not Alone. The silence of space was deafening. Commander Lila Morrow stood on the observation deck of the Celestial Dawn, staring out at the endless void. Her reflection in the reinforced glass revealed tired eyes and a deep furrow in her brow. It had been 6 years since the event, the catastrophic collapse of Earth's interstellar communication network. Humanity was scattered across the stars, isolated and adrift, with no way to reach one another. The Dawn had been one of the lucky ones, a self-sustaining colony ship. It carried over 1,000 souls destined for the Epsilon Eridani system. When the network went down, panic swept through the crew, but they held together. They had no choice. Survival was their only goal. "Commander," a voice crackled over the intercom, snapping her from her thoughts. "You'll want to see this." Lila's heart raced as she rushed to the bridge. Anything unexpected out here usually meant trouble: asteroid fields, rogue AI drones, or worse. As she stepped onto the command deck, the crew was buzzing with nervous energy. "What is it?" she asked, her voice steady despite the unease creeping up her spine. Lieutenant Ramirez gestured to the main screen. "We picked up a signal." Lila froze. "A signal? After years of dead silence?" "It's human," Ramirez continued. "Weak, but definitely human." The room went quiet as everyone absorbed the news. Lila's chest tightened. "Play it," she ordered. A burst of static filled the air, followed by a garbled voice. "This is Eden's Hope. We are survivors, in need of assistance. Coordinates follow." The signal cut off abruptly, leaving an eerie stillness in its wake. "Can you track the source?" Lila asked. Ramirez nodded. "Already triangulated. It's coming from a system 2 light-years away." The bridge erupted in conversation, a mixture of hope and skepticism. Lila held up a hand to silence them. "Prepare the ship for a course change," she said. "We're going to find them." 2 weeks later, the Celestial Dawn arrived at the coordinates. The planet below was a stark, icy wasteland, but nestled within a deep valley was a sprawling structure. As the ship descended, Lila's heart pounded. If this was a trap, they were flying straight into it. But if it wasn't? A landing party, armed but hopeful, stepped onto the planet's surface. The air was thin but breathable, and the faint hum of machinery guided them toward the structure. The doors creaked open, revealing a group of humans, emaciated but alive. Their leader, a grizzled man named Dr. Elias Hart, stepped forward. "You came," he said, his voice cracking with emotion. "We thought we'd been forgotten." "So did we," Lila replied, her voice soft. "But you're not alone. None of us are." The rescue of the Eden's Hope survivors became the catalyst for a new era. Word spread across the stars, sparking hope among humanity's fractured colonies. Ships began searching for each other, piecing together the threads of a shattered civilization. In the vast emptiness of space, humanity rediscovered its greatest strength: the unyielding drive to connect, to persevere, and to remind each other that even in the darkest moments, you are not alone. Let me know if you'd like to expand or refine this story. Here's the continuation of the story. The reunion with the survivors of Eden's Hope sparked a renewed sense of purpose among the crew of the Celestial Dawn. As the two groups worked together to share resources and repair their respective ships, a deeper truth began to emerge. Dr. Elias Hart, once a leading xenobiologist on Earth, revealed something astonishing during a private meeting with Commander Lila Morrow. "We didn't just survive down there," Hart said, his voice barely above a whisper. "We found something, or rather, someone." Lila frowned. "Someone?" Hart nodded. "An ancient beacon buried beneath the ice. It's not human, Commander, but it's been transmitting a message for millennia." Lila felt a chill run down her spine. Humanity had long theorized about intelligent alien life, but concrete evidence remained elusive. "What does it say?" "It's a warning, and an invitation. It calls for unity among the stars, to prepare for something called the convergence. But the technology in that beacon, it's light years ahead of anything we've seen. With it, we could rebuild the network, reconnect humanity, and prepare for whatever's coming." 2 months later, the combined crews of the Celestial Dawn and Eden's Hope achieved the impossible. Using the alien beacon as a foundation, they built a prototype relay that could amplify their communication signals across vast distances. The first test transmission was sent back towards Sol, Earth's long-lost home system. "Do you really think anyone's still there?" Ramirez asked as they watched the signal pulse into the void. "I don't know," Lila admitted, "but we have to try." Weeks turned into months, and just as hope began to waver, a response came, faint, fragmented, but undeniably human. A new beacon had been activated near Mars, and it carried a simple message. "We are here, you are not alone." Cheers erupted across the ship. The transmission contained coordinates for a growing alliance of human colonies, each rediscovering the others and pooling resources to reignite the dream of an interconnected species. As the relay network expanded, humanity began to uncover more alien beacons scattered across the galaxy. Each one carried pieces of the same cryptic message: prepare for the convergence. The meaning of the message remained elusive, but the discovery of these ancient artifacts brought humanity closer together. Teams of explorers and scientists began to form, dedicated to unraveling the mystery of the beacons and the civilization that left them behind. One day, as Lila stood once again on the observation deck of the Celestial Dawn, she gazed out at the stars with a renewed sense of hope. The universe was vast and dangerous, but humanity had proven time and again that they could rise to any challenge. "Commander," Ramirez said, joining her at the window, "message from Earth. They found another beacon. This one's active. It's sending coordinates to a central location." Lila smiled. "Looks like our next adventure awaits." With a shared purpose and the indomitable spirit that defined them, humanity set out into the unknown. Together, they would face the challenges ahead, unified by one simple truth: they were not alone. Would you like to explore the convergence mystery further, or add another twist? ####The convergence unfolds. The discovery of an active beacon changed everything. Unlike the others, this one wasn't just transmitting a message, it was broadcasting real-time coordinates to an uncharted system at the edge of the galaxy. The data suggested a massive construct orbiting a black hole, defying all known physics. "We're calling it the Nexus," Dr. Hart explained to the assembled crews of the Celestial Dawn and Eden's Hope. Holographic projections of the construct flickered in the air, a complex lattice of interwoven metal and energy. "Whatever left these beacons wanted us to find this." Lila studied the image, her mind racing. If the Nexus was their destination, it could be a key to unifying humanity, or their greatest mistake. "Set a course," she finally ordered. "Let's see what this Nexus has to offer." The journey to the Nexus was fraught with challenges. As the fleet approached the black hole, strange anomalies began to affect their ships: time dilation, sudden energy fluctuations, and cryptic messages in languages no one could translate. Dr. Hart and his team worked tirelessly, piecing together fragments of data from the beacons. "The convergence isn't just a warning," Hart said one evening. "It's a test. This Nexus is some kind of proving ground." "A test for what?" Lila asked, leaning forward. "To determine if we're ready." "For what?" "I don't know." When the fleet finally arrived at the Nexus, they were awestruck. The construct was massive, stretching farther than the eye could see, glowing faintly as streams of light and energy spiraled into the black hole it orbited. Ships from other human colonies had already arrived, forming a makeshift armada. The Nexus seemed to respond to their presence. A pulse of energy rippled outward, and a holographic interface appeared on every ship's bridge. Words scrolled across the displays in a language they could now understand. "Welcome. Humanity stands on the threshold. Only together can you proceed." The message was clear: humanity would need to cooperate to unlock the secrets of the Nexus. Each ship's systems lit up with fragments of a puzzle, forcing the fleets to work as one. Lila stepped forward on the Dawn's bridge. "Open a channel to all ships." As her voice carried across the fleet, she inspired them to set aside old rivalries and focus on the task ahead. For weeks, crews shared knowledge, adjusted their strategies, and integrated their technologies. The Nexus tested not just their intelligence, but their ability to trust and collaborate. Finally, the puzzle unlocked. The Nexus began to hum with energy, and a massive portal opened at its core, revealing a view of a vibrant galaxy unlike any they had seen before. It wasn't just another part of their universe, it was a bridge to something greater. Dr. Hart stared at the readings in awe. "This isn't just a gateway, it's a connection to every species that has passed this test before us. The convergence is a union, a galactic community." Lila nodded, her heart swelling with pride. "And now, we're part of it." The fleet prepared to cross the threshold, humanity united for the first time in centuries. As they moved toward the portal, Lila reflected on the journey that had brought them here. For the first time, humanity wasn't just surviving, they were thriving, ready to take their place among the stars. Together, they stepped through the gateway, knowing that whatever lay beyond, they would face it as one. You are not alone. Would you like to explore what humanity finds in this new galaxy, or dive deeper into the challenges they face as part of the convergence?